For ACUsports.com, I'm Grant Boone, and I'm here with ACU's Director of Athletics, Jared Mosley. Jared, you and I have had a lot of these interviews over the last few years talking about some momentous occasions, the move into Division I, the announcement of the stadiums, and today's an announcement that's going to be bittersweet, I know, for ACU fans, as you announced that you are stepping down as Director of Athletics and moving on to something else. We'll talk about the something else in just a minute, but I've got to believe this is bittersweet for you as well, isn't it?
It definitely is. You invest a lot of time. We spent 18 years as a student athlete all the way up to the present day. And I was telling somebody earlier today, you look at, you don't really think about that, but I spent 18 years in my hometown, born and raised, and now I've spent the same amount of time in one location. And to be able to do that, you obviously meet amazing people and are able to be and cultivate relationships throughout the community, and especially here on this campus that are so meaningful. And to think about the number of coaches who have come in and helped be a part of what we've tried to build here, as well as the student athletes we feel God's placed here. It's a truly special place, and one of those things that for us, people typically transition. You're either asked to move out or you're disgruntled and want to move on, but this is neither one of those. It's just we feel God's called us to a different place in life at this moment, and feel really good about where we've been and excited about the future for ACU.
This wasn't so much you're looking for something else as an opportunity that came along, and then you and Trish obviously felt like the time was right.
Yeah, no question. I'm not a guy, I like to have things planned out, and so but we haven't been looking, and to have an opportunity present itself, it's a little scary. But when people talk about faith, and we're called to live lives of faith, you do have to at times step out in directions that you feel God's calling you to. And so we feel this transition for our family is going to help us create some margin. And for me personally, I know I'll have some opportunities to be able to watch kids play and be a little more engaged as a dad and a husband than I have been. And so while it is bittersweet leaving, we look forward to what the next part of this journey might look like.
The new president of the Texas Sports Hall of Fame, tell us about the opportunity and what you're most excited about.
It's a tremendous opportunity. You think about sports and you think about just the part that it plays in our culture today, and to be able to represent the very best of what Texas has to offer when it comes to sports is very, very exciting. And you look at that organization being stationed in Waco, there's a lot of momentum just being given its geographic location right there on the doorstep of Baylor and their new stadium, the things they have going on there. But to just be a part of trying to enhance and raise the visibility of the Texas Sports Hall of Fame, and to continue to tell the stories and honor the people who have laid a legacy and just put their mark and imprint in their particular sports and the talents that they've had is going to be a lot of fun.
You mentioned earlier your 18 years at ACU. I wouldn't dare to ask you to start naming names of people who've meant a lot to you, but you have. But I will ask you on a couple of people. I do want to get some thoughts. You've worked for two presidents in Royce Money and Phil Schubert. I know Dr. Gary McCaleb has meant a lot as well. Yeah,
and those three individuals, if you're, anytime you step into a role of leadership, you're only as good as the men who you report to, and I can tell you, and Dr. Money and Dr. Schubert and Dr. McCaleb, those three guys have a shared interest and vision for what ACU athletics could be on this campus, and the role that athletics can play, and particularly a segment of students on this campus. This is our chance to reach them and play a significant part in being able to shape their lives and their futures. And to have the three of those men who are not just there to help encourage you, but are walking beside you. They've been visible. They've been a part of helping create that vision and make that happen. I can't begin to express my gratitude to the three of them. On a personal level, they're great friends. And, rarely do you get the opportunity to work for good friends and men who you respect and who have really been able to enable a lot of the successes here. And so I hope they each know how important they've been, not only to me and our family, but to the ACU community, because we're riding a wave of momentum at the current time in ACU athletics that's been shaped in a big way by those three individuals. And so They're very, very special people, and will continue to lead this campus as they always have in some special ways.
The AD's job is 24/7, 365, so there probably is never a good time to leave, but we are, on the doorstep. In fact, tonight, the 2014-2015 athletic season begins with the soccer team up in Oklahoma taking on Tulsa. So I don't think there is a good time for an AD to move on, but this is an especially momentous time with the stadiums continuing to progress in terms of raising the final dollars there. What will be your schedule over the next couple of months as you begin to transition?
Yeah, we're hoping to planning on being here through the middle to end of October. Still have a number of items we want to put closure to. We're very close on wrapping up the funding for both the Vision in Action phases on the science facilities and the athletic facilities, so we'd love to see that come to completion before we make our transition. Obviously, there's a number of things just with football getting started and trying to get a new year off to a good start. There's just a number of things I'd like to be here to help ensure we don't tax our staff and coaches too bad. But on the flip side, I'll be spending probably a day or two every couple of weeks in Waco and just trying to acclimate myself to the key people within that organization and trying to better understand the current circumstances and the things that they have going on there, and learn a lot in these first couple of months, and begin to hopefully be able to capture and put into place a vision for what we'd like to do there over the next year to 18 months. And so got a lot going on, and that'll be difficult to say exactly what that's going to look like, but feel we'll be able to find a good rhythm at some point to serve both places.
Last thing, usually others write our legacies for us. We don't get to decide what others say about us. In your 10 years, a lot of national championships won, a lot of conference championships, obviously the move to D1, the new stadium projects. But if you had a chance, if you could write your own legacy, what would you want someone to say, if nothing else, this happened under my watch?
At the end of the day, I think when you look at what is our job here at ACU, and it's to shape lives, it's to mold lives, it's to mentor and walk side by side with student athletes. And so, as I reflect back, I'd love for my legacy to be that we improved that, and that we were able to provide a culture within an athletic environment that was conducive for young men and women growing in their own faith, growing in their own understanding of who God's created them to be. The championships and all those accolades, man, that's just icing on the cake. And yeah, it's fun to be a part of winners, and we strive for that. But I would hope that as we look back, we can see the ways in which God's injected himself more fully and more clearly into our program, and been able to shape the people we get to work with every day.
Well, on behalf of all Wildcat fans, we wish you the best, and we look forward to seeing you down the road as you move on.
Thanks, Grant.
All right, it's Texas Sports Hall of Fame's gain and ACU's loss, as Jared Mosley announces today on Friday, August the 22nd, that he is resigning as Director of Athletics at Abilene Christian University. For Jared Mosley, I'm Grant Boone for ACUSports.com.